And we are live. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. Leicester City 4, Randers 1. Um, First of all, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm just thankful that we won. You know, we've been pain and suffering through performances, haven't we, for the last few weeks? And it's not been kind to your mental state and everything. That performance, and going into halftime, let's be honest, looking at it again, I missed. I think I joined at the 22nd minute. Just I was running a bit late from work, so I managed to finish at 22 minutes. Looking at it, going right. This is going to be a banana skin. I mean, okay, we'll go back to the formation. We'll have a look at the formation. It was somewhere between the 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. It kind of like varied between the two, but very similar, just depending on how high the wingers really pushed on. If you have any comments, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to react as I go. Put great performance, got the job done. Exactly, they got the job done. And do you know what, Hato? It's just such a thing. It's such a good thing to have that we've had a decent performance for 90 minutes. Because honestly, when was the last time we had a decent performance for 90 minutes? I think it genuinely was. God, it was the Liverpool game, I think, and that's the thing. Jeff, when you're ready, mate. So I've seen you backstage. Just give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you in. I've just seen you doing camera. So yeah, in terms of that, again, Ethan saying the job is not done yet. It's not done yet. However, we are nearly there. It's a good start. I wasn't confident going into the game, looking at the lineup that we had, and do you know what? We are playing some decent enough football. Yes, it's against a lower opposition, but how many times have we said that in the Europa League and we haven't fulfilled it? Let's just celebrate this small victory. We don't know how long it's going to last. We obviously got Wolves on Sunday, but we'll start from the beginning. We'll go from the formation. 4 at the back. And you're looking at going, oh my God. Albrighton at left back. We'll get onto his performance in a bit. Söyüncü and Vestergaard at centre back, which I know everybody went, oh my God. And Amati at right back, which is not too surprising. The main thing that we've got, the main thing that I had there for Söyüncü was, didn't really put wrong. The best performance I've seen apart from the Manchester City game was Vestergaard. I think Vestergaard was decent enough. He didn't really put a foot wrong in the first half. And in the second half, he didn't do anything. But again, Randers weren't really there. I think they've had 1 shot on target all game. Okay, make that 2 shots on target. So not a lot. So you're looking at it that way, going, right, how are Leicester performing? How are they doing? And do you know what? Considering everything, do you know what? It's nice to get a win. It's hopefully going to do a lot for the team because bearing in mind, the first half we were creating so many chances and we weren't taking them. And then you're looking at 41 minutes going, oh, jeez. Going into halftime, 1-1, you're going, typical Leicester City. I'll bring Jeff in and see if Jeff's here. Jeff, can you hear me at all?
Yes,
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, I could hear
Yeah,
you. Sorry,
I
I
was
was
trying
just
to let's see, hold up. Hopefully, oh, there we go. Perfect. My camera wasn't working.
perfect. I've just finished off watching Jeff's stream. So if you want, again, go check out Jeff's channel, Fox to Fox. I was just talking about the first half and just when we're playing the football that we were playing, going into the game at 1-1 half time, I was just thinking, here we go. Leicester City once again conceding. And it was just, but I think as you were saying on your stream, that was just a thing of we didn't take our opportunities in the first half.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of opportunities there. We had like 4 or 5, and it's just one of those things that if you don't finish them, then the other team's gonna have an opportunity, then they're gonna actually finish it, and then you guys gonna concede. So it's something like we saw against over against Spartak Moscow last time out when we were in the Europa League. So it's like one of those things like it's literally it's karma. So you miss a
Yeah.
chance, the next team's going to take it, and then that's what happens. That's the consequences. But as far as we know with Randers, they were definitely a team that wouldn't do much when they had possession. They tried to attack, but they would be kind of just disorganized, wouldn't be able to complete a pass, and luckily we were able to take the ball back and try to go again. But as far as us having more possession in that first half, we were still unorganized. And luckily with the rivalry they were playing, like they didn't do much other than the tie they got in the later minutes towards like the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We have to keep in mind the opposition that we were playing and the competition that we're playing in. But do you know what, man? It's been so long since we've had a win. It's been so long since I felt fine. We've played competitively for 90 minutes, and I can't say that for a long part of this season. So the fact that we've done it, and yes, we've not been great, and yes, I have bashed the team, and I've bashed the management style, and I've bashed the substitutions. For the majority of the time, he got it. He got it kind of spot on, to be honest. Even with this, I think somebody put it in the comments below. He picked the right team for the opposition. He didn't need to be ultra defensive when we had possession, but wouldn't pick that back four for a Premier League game again. Because at the end of the day, that back four is not going to start in the Premier League game. However, you're looking at that going, do you know what? Credit to Brendan, he got his tactics right for this one.
Yeah, I think most of the times, yes, it did work well. Definitely, like you said, with the back line, that you're not going to see that in the Premier League. You're not going to put those players on. But of course, a team like Randers, you definitely do want to put in some first team players as well as some subs to see what works out well. But yes, as far as what the competition goes, the rival, it all worked out perfectly. And definitely just for that game, yes.
Yeah, let's again, we've got the win, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think we'll move on to the first time again. Well, there's not really too much to touch on, but we didn't take our chances. In the second half, I went to get myself some pizza, came back, and we're 3-1 up. And I went, what the hell has happened? Can you fill me in with the 2 goals? Because I saw the replay on the Daka goal, but the goal against Barnes, I'm not going to lie, I missed it. Was it any good? This is the advantage of having
Yeah, I
somebody else
mean,
on as
it
well.
was honestly like I didn't think that Barnes had the space, nor did he see where the goal was to be able to take a chip shot like that. But like I said, going into the second half, even though Randers did tie the match, I did expect the same performance from Randers to go on for the last 45. So I did expect us to have more chances. And then this time out, we did take our chances and we scored the goals. But yeah, definitely. I did think that I did see Harvey Barnes and Patson Daka. They almost went into just a big ambush, but thankfully Harvey Barnes had more space with the ball, had more time, and then took a shot and then went in. But yeah, that's the thing. Like we had these chances and we need to make them. No matter how many times we have them, keep on going, just make the goals. And we did with those two early goals in the second half.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. At least we got the opportunity. And the second goal from again, it could have been from the replay that I looked at from the Daka. So the third goal, VAR was in play. I've got a feeling that I would have wrote that offside. But the fact is now, VAR they would have been given. But do you know what? 3-1 up, and you're going, okay, 55 minutes. We are in a good place right now. So it's like, okay, we can just relax, and then hopefully we can continue playing, which we did, which was good. But it was a good place to be in because we know when it's 1 goal up, there's always that from a set piece, and they're back in the game, just like West Ham. So it's good that we get the 2 goals in that aspect.
Yeah, no, with Leicester at around this time, like it's 1 goal up, 2 goals up. That doesn't even define the match yet. Like because Leicester, you saw what happened against Tottenham. We're 2-1, 5 minutes, maybe no 3 minutes of stoppage time left, and then they scored 2 goals. Something that no one expected to happen, and just with Leicester, anything could happen. And clearly, you saw that early tie in the first half. That's like I saw that goal come in. I'm like, wow, that's Leicester for you to let those types of opportunities go, and then you put yourself in that situation where you have to make more goals. But thankfully, in the second half, they did score and ended the game 4-1. 3-goal advantage going into next week, and we just have to score more, and we'll see who we put on. But fairly okay, great to go into Denmark.
That again, it'll be really interesting who we play at Denmark. Again, if they're going to get the chance to rotate, play some players like Maswan Hise that we've seen in the under 23s, maybe give him an opportunity. He plays like people like McAtee and Braybrook. It could be an option. We'll have to see again. But people are just ants going crazy in the comments, around to get bat every go. Let's calm down, mate. Let's calm down. We know how Leicester works. Like you know more than me how that works. Even Ant saying as well. And then just going to some of the players as well, in terms of the players we're going to mention. I think Ant mentioned there was Iheanacho. I mean, he was so good today. And I don't know why, I think I mentioned it on your stream, I don't know why he's not starting. But when he came on today, no complaints, got the ball, turned, and he was a big part of the last goal that we scored. But in general, he was such a threat from the minute he came on.
Yeah, it's pretty much those typical types of plays that Iheanacho wins. And you could see before he gave that ball off to Lookman, it was that foot on foot, ball on ball, 50-50 with him and Randers player. And typically those types of plays are the challenges that Iheanacho wins. And then next thing you know, he just brushes the player off and he has so much space in front of him. He either gives a pass or takes the ball up. But yeah, those definitely it was a good time for him to come on, put some pressure, put some strength, hold on to the ball, wait for help, and that's what he did with Lookman. And Lookman, thankfully, I said in my stream that should he have crossed it the first time out, or should he just look what he did, take a touch and just hold on and wait for a better pass to give to, and then that's what he did. But yeah, no, great play from Iheanacho and Lookman.
Yeah, I think so too. I think again some good plays right there, but the thing is, it's like he missed that open header, and it's like, it was, I don't know. Again, you're
Yeah.
not expecting it at the end of the game. You're thinking, come on. But again, look, we're 4-1 up. We can't be too. And again, good play by Iheanacho. But yeah, I think another one, Lookman. Yeah, as people were saying in the comments, I think Lookman is. People said that header, but it's not just about that. I think it's about his play overall. Going forward, we've seen some of it, but what's really impressive is when he's willing to go back and fight for the ball, trying to get two players. Okay, lose the ball, no problem. I'm going to try and chase it down and then pass it back to defense. And that was what was really impressive. The fact that he's not just go. We've seen it with Mari before. We get the ball. It's somebody else's problem. He goes and gets the ball, and he goes and tries to play for the team, which I think is super important.
Yeah, definitely with Amarty. There'll be at times where you think he would play, well, he's playing okay, but he'll just outperform. And just like with the match with Liverpool, I said it before, he had so much confidence, so much control up against players like Firmino, Diego Jota, Salah. He was just doing what he needed to do. Didn't lose the ball as much as he did compared to the match against Nottingham Forest, but definitely just those types of performances we need to see more consistently from Daniel Marty. But he is a quality defender that we have.
Yeah, he really is. Again, so we're going to look at that again. Look at the back line again with Daniel Amarty. I think he did, again, the defense in general wasn't really tested, to be perfectly honest, was it?
Yeah, no, definitely not tested compared to how Randers would lead the ball up and just lose it there. But definitely you could see at times we just gave wrong passes. Pretty much everybody at certain points in the first half would just give a wrong pass. We lose the ball. But like I said, with Randers not being that great at attacking, we'd get it back. But with this defensive side, yeah, not really much to be testing to see, whether we could use this type of back line for another game that could be Premier League or other stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. Coming on to again, so again, they turned on the pressure, and what was great is that again we're 1-1, and again credit to Rodgers. I know it's not a great team, but Rodgers went into them and goes, right, get them goals now, and then we got the goals. The mentality was there, and what it was is I think when Leicester City turned on the pressure after the second and third goal, Randers couldn't keep up as we would expect. However, it wasn't okay, we're going to sit back now. And we've seen that a few times where we've kind of let teams grow into games. You look at the Brighton game where we changed formations and let them grow into the game. I know they're not a great side. However, in this game, we are pushing on to try and go into a better position and try and win the game. And I think the manager and the players deserve credit for that because we've seen the head drop so many times, even this year.
Yeah, there'd be times where we would either play good in the first half and then just play terrible in the second half, vice versa at times. But what needed to be done was they tied it in the first half. We go in, make as many goals as we can in the second half, and that's what we needed to do. And that's the right mentality that we need to carry on from now on. Like we have to just outperform, and we just can't. As I've always been mentioning, that we always perform too late on when we concede a goal. We have to just go in from the start, attack. We can't sleep on teams and just drop down in level. We have to go with that same mentality, attack, take possession, but mostly take shots.
Exactly. And take shots, we did 15 shots in total, 4 goals, but 15 goals, which can mean only one thing, as Ethan put. Special shout out to the Randy Golders. He did make some great saves. I won't say worldy saves, but some great saves today. It could have been a lot more embarrassing for them if he wasn't. I think he was their player of the match quite easily.
Yeah, definitely a lot of shot, a lot of saves that he's made. Definitely not an easy day for him at all. And
Hmm.
I don't expect it at the moment based on how he performed. I expect it to be the same way going into Denmark next week.
Yeah. Again, we'll have hopefully a coverage of that as well. I think that's a 5:45 kickoff. Again, I think for this stream I got the times a little bit wrong because I think I put this one is 7:45. So anyway, we'll move on back onto this one in terms of we'll go through some of the players and what you thought of them in this game as well. So we've talked about a couple of them. Schmeichel, again, I don't really want to talk about him too much because he didn't really have anything to do, did he? But he came out and made a punch save, and the whole crowd got up and cheered. Like I
Yeah.
was like, thank God. It's the little things we're asking for our defense, but Casper can't really say anything too much because he wasn't really there. Didn't really
Yeah,
do
I mean, he
anything.
had to do some saves at times, but definitely there was a corner towards the last couple of minutes of the match where he needed to
Hmm.
say that as well. But as far as that, not really noticing Schmeichel as much during the game.
Yeah. Apart from that, we'll move on to again the two defenders or two defenders. I think actually one we'll talk about them kind of. There's not too much to talk about. I think the main thing I want to talk about is Mister Mark O'Brien himself can play anywhere. Again, it's not his finest performance in terms of, but he's a solid. When you have a game like this and you're coming at solid player, does his job, does what he needs to do, play and then plays a decent. And some of the balls he was playing, I think there was one late on in the game towards Kletchy with the outside of his foot. I thought was just great, and he wasn't prepared to like right. I'm going to. He was playing the ball out wide like you expect Tillemans to do as well, which was great.
Yeah, no, definitely. There would be at times where I honestly will say like Albrighton wouldn't give the best performances, but no, lately he's been giving great performances. Definitely at his age, still having that energy to run up, run down, give great passes. That's the main thing that we know him for. He knows how to get great passes, great vision, and definitely will strive like Armani did during the game. Just do anything for the team. We'll come back even though his pace does not match up to some certain opponents, he will come
Hmm.
back and give it his all.
Yeah, and that's what you want from a player at the end of the day. We've seen a lot of player down tools. At least Marco Bryant's one of them that keeps going all the way to the end. We tied against Liverpool, but I think that's just because of the intensity that Liverpool were laid at. Rene puts in, hopefully we're doing well. Rene, where's Luke Thomas? I'm not sure. I mean, we had every single fullback out. Five fullbacks. We have Ricardo wasn't. He was rested for this one. James Justin's out with an injury. Ryan Bertrand's out for the rest of the season. Luke Thomas was missing. And Castagna is missing as well. So all five of them gone, which is I don't know why. We'll have to hear from Brendan Rodgers about that. It might have been something in the warm up. We'll have to see. Moving on to so we've covered again. We've covered Daniel Amati as well. I think didn't really put a foot wrong. Didn't do anything. In the middle, I think we had Wilfred and Diddy again. I think Wilfred and Diddy, Yuri Tillemans, decent enough performances. I think overall.
Yeah, yeah, definitely doing what he needs to do. Come back, mark, maintain possession, create some plays. I did say, I prefer him at the moment to be in the center back, but yeah, as long as he's on the pitch, he'll do us what he can do. And then, yeah, he played great.
I think so. And then Ethan was saying midfield was solid, and I agree. And then Tillemans was good. Again, his standards are so high, but he didn't need to be that great because there wasn't really that a lot of people on it. But I want to give a shout out to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, man. I think he had a good, really solid. I think ever since coming into the Premier League, I can't remember him having a bad game or a bad patch. He's just been solid all the way through. And he so deserves to take that goal for the fourth goal because it was like, right, it's been coming for him. Thank you. It's kind of the gift to him, but he had a great performance, in my opinion, dictating play, getting forward into the box, which I was really impressed with. He's done it against West Ham as well, but pushing forward into that box and, again, getting in the positions where the ball comes across and he can finish it. I think he had a great game.
Yeah, definitely. From the beginning all the way till the end, it definitely improved until he got his goal. But yeah, what you were saying back in the stream, definitely future captain, fighting, giving his all for this club, coming back, going forward, trying to make some passes, trying to create some plays. He is an all and out player. That his first season definitely more than we expected from him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Again, solid Premier League future. I think he's one of the players. Again, it's going to be a summer rebuild. Certain players are going to leave. I think we all know that. I think we had Rob Tanner on. We'll talk to him about that. KDH, I think, is one of the players that we're going to have to build this team around. Player that understands what it means to play for the team from the local play, from the local place, played for him since he was 8 years old, and he's got that drive and determination. And again, hopefully, a future England star if he can keep fit as well. Going on to Harvey Barnes on the left, I think his performance against West Ham was better, but more because they dropped off him. But he had a few flicks and tricks on him, and I think he is a confidence player, isn't he? If he can get a run of games where he gets some like he did today, he got a goal, he got some good play against West Ham as well. I think once he gets a run of games, he looks back to his best.
Yeah, definitely. Just going back to West Ham, when you had a couple of chances in the first half on the left side, taking on players, once you get one play or two plays in of the same type, that's taking on Harvey Barnes. Like that's what he wants to see, and then he'll definitely do more of that as the game goes on. And we did see some of that today as well.
Yeah, no, definitely agree. I think it's definitely agree. But he's gonna again. It just takes time. He's one of them players I think comes in and out of games, but we have to just make him sure he's firing. And the difference between a good player and a great player, or a Premier League solid player, is somebody that can do it week in, week out. I think Barnes will get there, but it's just confidence as well with him. Coming on to the other side again, Lookman. In terms of the match, I think we've talked about it enough. But anything else you want to mention about Lookman? Because I think we covered the majority of it.
Lookman definitely doing as much as he can in the right side. I know he's preferably better on the left, but today, definitely worked well with Daka, as well as with Tielemans, taking on some players, creating some plays. But yeah, fairly good performance by Lookman.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. And then one more in terms of Daka, I think solid enough performance. Didn't get enough in the game if I'm being uber critical, but I think we was a little bit starved of service, and his runs weren't as great as I was hoping for. But I'm not reading too much into it.
Yeah, I think mostly Randers already knew what they were going to face with Daka, so
Mm-hmm.
they definitely were going to avoid those types of plays, those long balls. And I did see Daka at times come all the way to the back just to get the ball. And not really much from what we know that he can do as far as making the runs, receiving long balls. More so just receiving passes and waiting for support to come and go along with that. But yeah, not really much from Daka as far as what we know he can do.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a good player, and we know he's solid. Maybe he's not against the right performance, and he's not. I wouldn't even say he's had an off day. He's just set his level so high that we know he can do better. And there's nothing to read too much read into it. I've seen some people talk about Maddison as well. We hope he's okay. He walked down the tunnel, which is a good sign. However, again, him coming on, and then Maddison going straight back off for then Chowdhury. I mean, we wish him all the best, and I think he was taking that midfield role, and especially again, our defense has been terrible this season, but Maddis has been one of those positions where every time he gets on the ball at times, magic is going to happen. And I know he went off injured, and we hope him all the best, but even this game, he was like dictating play, bringing other players into play as well.
Yeah, I did see him mostly towards the right side, definitely trying to work from there. Not as much as time as we wanted him to play, but definitely you can tell he is the person that starts the attack, that has the vision, has pretty much all sorted out when it comes to starting the play. So yeah, he is an ideal player to be on the pitch, and you definitely notice the difference with him there and with him not there.
Exactly. Apart from that, Iheanacho we mentioned as well, and then Perez, Chowdhury, and Samori. Can't really comment too much about them, to be honest, because barely Randers didn't challenge. The midfield was already sorted. Randers, I wouldn't say down tall, but they were like, yeah, that's fine, no problem. So apart from that, I can't really say anything about them three. But do you know what? It's just nice to have a win and have a convincing win, because my God, we've not had that in genuinely. When's the last time we had a convincing win? I want to say Man United at home for the 4-2.
Wow. I mean, for me, I think it's the Liverpool game where we beat them 1-0. I think that was quite convincing for us.
Yeah, it was convincing, but we also rode our luck. Do you see what I mean? Where like they missed it, because like for example, when Mane misses that over that's going in the back of the net. If that's Salah, that's going in the back of the net. So like a convincing performance. It was Man United. We've not had too many of them this season, but that was probably the closest one we've had so far, apart from maybe Legia Warsaw. But again, we're really not talking about a lot as well here.
Yeah, no, definitely. There'll be many times where we would say, okay, we start here now, we start now, but we just ride up and hill, up, down, up, down. We win matches, we lose matches. I could say our start could have been against Man U, could have been against
Mhm.
Newcastle, could have been against Liverpool.
Newcastle,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
so many times where we thought, like, okay, this is our comeback, but
yeah.
it never is. But
Yeah, and do you know what? It's not the same again, but we've had a performance now. We've got essentially 3 points. We've got all is good. Moving obviously the Wolves game. That's going to be I think that's going to be a challenge, Jeff. Again, they're a good team. They're playing good football. They're arguably where we should be at the moment, but we're not there. Wolves don't concede a lot, but they don't score a lot. They're a good team. But I am nervous going into this weekend.
yeah, I mean, Wolves is not a team that we've fairly beaten easily at all lately. Maybe
Hmm.
1 or 2 goals, but yeah,
Hmm.
mostly like 1 goal apart. We beat them our first game actually this season over at the King
Hmm.
Power Stadium, where they almost tied, you could say.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough match, and we have to perform better than we did today because playing like this today was definitely not going to go well up against Wolves. But no, like you said, it's all about game by game. We got to win. We take that now. We look at what we play, we analyze our performance, and see how we can be better coming into Sunday's match.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Finally, Jeff, again, thank you for coming on. I know it's a last minute thing. I've left all your links in the description as well to the Twitter, Instagram, YouTube channel and things. So make sure you check out Jeff's channel for awesome commentary on that. Feel free to plug yourself as well, but I've left all the links in the description as well. Feel free to plug, Jeff. I've got your links in the
My
description.
bad.
No worries.
My fault. Let me just add that right there.
No, I've got the links. Feel free
Okay.
to plug away your channel and stuff,
Oh,
what
my
you do
channel.
on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Fox to Fox Report. And if you have trouble finding me on YouTube, just put in Fox to Fox Report and then Leicester after, and you'll find me right there. But yeah, no, we talk about post match discussions about Leicester City, transfers, anything that goes on. Just did my first live stream with this match against um,
Randers.
Randers FC.
Don't worry, man. I had to look it
Randers
up a few
FC.
times as well.
And yeah, hopefully I'll do another live stream for next week's match.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough match. We might do something as well. We'll keep an eye on our Twitter. We'll try and keep anything updated. Apart from that, it's one of those matches where there's not really a lot to talk about. Even though we scored 4 goals, it wasn't a really convincing performance. It was a decent It was a good performance against a not great team. I don't know if you've got any other thoughts to add, because apart from that, just best of luck to Madis. Oh, and hopefully Suyunchu's not too bad, because we can't be doing with more injuries at this point.
Yeah, I mean, with Suyunchu going, I know we all were saying before, like Suyunchu, he's not been performing lately well, and apparently he wants to leave the club, and we're all just like, all right, if you want to leave, then go ahead. So, I mean, now the fact that he's injured, he may be injured, hopefully not. That just takes one defender away from our team. But going forward towards the Conference League, at first when we got into the Conference League after losing to Napoli, I was saying, we should just use this as a chance to put in our subs, put in our academy players, get some experience in for these players, because back then we were back in the FA Cup. We had some chances to go into Europe. We weren't that far off in the table in the Premier League, but now with the chances that we've all been missed, so no FA Cup, looking at the table now, I don't even want to predict what the outcome might be towards the end of the season, but our opportunities are going less and less when it comes to trying to get to Europe. So as far as it goes now, our only chance for Europe is the Conference League.
Yeah.
But great result against Randers, and just same mentality, same performance going into Denmark. But I expect the pitch not to be as great as King Power Stadium. So thankfully that we have three goal advantage, and who knows what the pitch may look like. It may be quite difficult to play on.
Yeah, I mean that's quite something as well. You're getting some love from Beyond the Night as well. So Ethan's got should be regular. Again, you're more than welcome every time. And then V1 says he's subbed as well. So that's great to hear as well. Again, links in the description. I've just make sure to update as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're back for a post match against Wolves. We're unsure if we're going to do some videos because the match is just coming thick and fast now with this Europa League as well. So we can't plan this stuff as much. Make sure you go and check out Jeff's channel. Really good channel. Also, make sure you check that out. Apart from that, make sure you hit like, subscribe on both of our channels, and we'll see everybody in the next video. So goodbye.